Hi, I'm Stefania, CMO at Precis, and this is Precis Insights. Today, I have with me Federico, Media Operations Director at Precis for B2B. And we're going to talk about the role of media buying for B2B companies. So, Federico, take it away.
Yes, hello. Media buying definitely has a role in B2B acquisition strategies, but it needs to be supported by a lot of other activities, much more than what happens for B2C. It really cannot be left alone. And that's due to quite some limitations. I would say that a lot of marketers are aware of the technical limitations that come with B2B, the lack of the data volumes, the length of the user journey means less data for the platforms to be able to actually optimize and for the algorithms to do their job. But even though there are these limitations, a lot of companies tend to kind of rely on media buying because it seems to be the most immediate way to actually build pipeline. You pay for a certain level of exposure. You have some platforms offering actually very good targeting opportunities. It can also give the illusion sometimes that it's very easy to get there, but it's not always true. I would say media buying really needs to be supported by other activities. The decision-making process is long. There's a lot of touch points, and that includes events, conferences, SEO, CRO. So all of these need to collaborate together in order to bring the results that you want. I would say that this kind of sums it up.
Yeah, I mean, B2B acquisition is difficult. I mean, sales cycles are really long and there's a lot of touch points, but we still have as marketers the duty to report to our management team, to our CEOs and CFO. How can we have better tools to report on our marketing activities? How can we do it in the smarter way?
Yeah, and attribution is always something to work on. I would say that a lot of companies are putting a lot of effort in actually enriching the data that they have in their CRMs, qualify their leads, building scoring systems to connect really like all the information they have to identify whether a user falls within the ICP and the quality of the lead. But there's not a lot of attention that is put into the reporting and actually segmenting the data in a way that is useful to set a benchmark for what good looks now and then evaluated over time. I think there's a general falling back into the usual volumes of MQLs, volumes of SQLs, customers, revenue, which are like overall business objectives, but there's not enough attention into segmenting the data and looking at maybe more sophisticated metrics such as conversion rates, the time to open an email, or the time between like opening an email and getting in touch with the sales rep. There's a lot of data available, maybe not always the right intentions towards actually looking at it in a different way. And one way to go about it is really to adapt this reporting to the KPI framework that you set for the different platforms or the different activities, so that you set a benchmark for each one of them to look at it now, and then you can follow up like 2 or 3 months after you have an idea of where you stand for them. And it's an idea that is not just based on MQL volumes, but it is more complex, and it gives you more actions to work on.
So if I understood correctly, the first step is basically to decide what good looks like. So to set the KPI framework that can be different for the different channels and the different activities that you're running as a marketer. And then is evaluating your marketing efforts towards that set of KPIs by also segmenting the data and not just look at MQL, SQL, and revenue, which is what we usually like to look at as marketers.
Really play around with the data and work be creative with it as well.
And there's a lot more than just MQL and SQL, basically. Okay, thank you.